Hello, Stampin' Friends. This is Carol Parsons, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in South Carolina. And since I had surgery last week, I decided to do something a little different for a video this week. Plus, I'm in a little pain and, you gotta be quiet and do easy stuff. So, I decided to do a little mini reorganizing. My husband helped me and my faithful puppy dog, Tesla. So here's where we are. And I'm going to zoom in because this is the part that's new right here. It's the stamp sets. Right now, Stampin' Up! Is putting all of their stamps in CD cases. But that's about to change. We're going to switch over to envelopes. And I don't have the envelopes that we're moving to at the moment because they're not available yet. So I used Avery L envelopes and I retrofitted all of my stamp sets because I want them to be the same and it takes up so much less space. You just won't believe it. I've got pictures on my blog so you can see the before. And then while I was showing you this, I thought, well, I'll just make a little craft room video. Now, I'm warning you, or telling you, not warning. My craft room is nothing fancy. It is, I think it's very soothing and it's a happy place for me, which is the most important thing. I don't have, obviously, the built-in cabinets and countertops that a lot of people have with tons of the Stampin' storage elements. I have a couple, and whoops, hope I don't make you dizzy. I have that one, so I have 3. But this is my room, and this is what I like, and it's practical. My family is Scottish, so that works. We're a pretty practical people. All right, the bulletin board there is left over from my teaching days. That was the one I kept behind my desk with all of notes and things that I needed to conduct class and survive teaching gifted elementary school. This table is my die cutting table and paper cutting table. I've got my Stampin' trimmer there. I have a big Carl cutter down there that can cut heavy cardboard and mat board and things, as well as multiple sheets of cardstock paper. And also down there is my scoring tool, so I can pull those up and put them on the table whenever I need them. And in this cabinet, on top of this cabinet, you'll see my washi tape. And this might be of interest to somebody. This cute little box. I think I got that in the dollar store. Anyway, this is what I do with all my embellishments. And let me put a light on here so you can see a little better. Now, this package of embellishment came on this particular cardstock, so I left it alone. But I use our empty die cut envelopes and I cut off the top so there's no flap. And on some of our packaging, this is one. Let me get it open while I'm holding the camera. There we go. I just adhered it to some of that white cardboard that we put our DSP on. And so this is what I do with all my embellishments. Except for this didn't quite fit. So there's one of our card cases, empty, and this is our little labels bunch. So there's that. Of course, the computer, Tesla's favorite place to be. And our, well, I say our lazy printer, but I'm the one that uses it the most. This table used to be a futon, and you can see right here was an arm, and there's the other arm. Well, my husband laid wood across the top, so that made a table for me. And then on the bottom, I don't know exactly how or what he did. All I know is he made it flat so I could store things under there. I am not just a rubber stamper. I do tons of things. I paint. I work with clay. I've got tons of clay molds. I make jewelry. So one of those boxes is for jewelry. Actually, maybe two. My clay molds are in some of those. I also hand bind books. So there is a box or two for that. I make interactive scrapbooking books. So some boxes have some of those in them. And let's see. Well, for example, here's one of the books that I made, and there's a book inside this box. And I've got videos for those too. But anyway, these little bins that my stamps are now in, I got those at Target for $5, y'all. And I love the color. Hot pink. Woohoo. So I organized my stamps after I got them all retrofitted. It took me several days, maybe about a week, I guess. Anyway, I organized them. They're in alphabetical order in each section. So these are current stamps. I've got collage, masculine, dragonflies and butterflies, holidays, floral, just themes for topics. That's how it works for me. And I love this because it takes up so much less space. And over here now, I've got my cards. These were here, but they were in front of something else. This looks a lot less cluttered, and I'm really happy with the look of this. So, and again, I've got those organized by, thank you, thinking of you, birthday, etc. So I've got ribbon there, paint brushes for acrylic and watercolor, all my dies. And then over here, now I have all my paper in one section, which I love. This is my current designer series paper, and retired designer series papers here. And then these two hold current cardstock, and that's retired cardstock. And there's more boxes underneath for storage of things. And I need to show you, trying not to move too fast so I won't make you dizzy, my paper storage. So these are large sheets of handmade paper. When I bind books, I use these, and I use this Kazuki cord. But anyway, can you see the hanger in there? I used skirt hangers and an over-the-door towel rack. It's what I had, and it works just fine. And I've even got, because some of the books, might need little tassels, so I just hang them wherever. And let's see, what else? Okay, let me move the chair, and I'll show you this part of the room. I love this window. I have a beautiful view. My husband is an avid gardener, and I've got 2 flower beds out there that I can see. Fall is getting ready to finally hit here in South Carolina, so what I see will change. But anyway, my former childhood desk and a dresser are here. All the drawers are full of primarily stamping materials, but I do have some watercolor pencils and Prismacolor pencils in some of the drawers. But I use them interchangeably with stamping and other art. I've got Copic markers up here. My Stampin' Up! Markers are in another spot. I use the Copic markers more. I have so many of them. It's a little over 100 colors there. That was a big, a big storage item, a big amount of something to just toss it away when Stampin' Up! Came out with theirs. So I have some Stampin' Up! Blends, and then I have a nice collection of the Copic markers. So, and there's that's a little gizmo I made. It is a Victorian needle holder. And when you get it open, there's a storage space in there for something. And with one hand, I can't get it open, and I can't remember what's in there. All right, so I'm going to show you my closet. This is a big mess. All right, hold right here while I move this back a little if I can. There we go. In the corner, I've got a huge collection of cardboard and what do you call it? MDF, mat board, all kinds of those things. For bookbinding, I use those too. There's rubber stamps, a lot of other art supplies in here, origami paper, you name it, paints. I'm low right now on oh shoot. Canvas, there we go. Anyway, and then this is a mess because all of these things are getting ready to go to our church bazaar in November. It's a big fundraiser that we do for 3 local charities. And I've got one project I want to show you. Since I finally got all of the stamps retrofitted, I did some updating to my sentiments binder too. Now, I've had this for years, and I used to have these pages. Every time I bought a stamp set, I made a copy and put it in there and then filed it under these tabs. You know, birthday, get well, friendship, thinking of you, sympathy, whatever. But I decided I wanted to change up. This was becoming thick and a little cumbersome, and a bunch of other Stampin' Up! Demos and I were talking about it in a group that we have online, and I don't know, something about our talk just made me realize I needed to change it, so I did. On the front right here, this does not fit. It doesn't have anything to do with sentiments, but these splotch stamps, I use them all the time. I think most often to cover up mistakes. But anyway, so just to have them in a quick, easy place for reference, I stamp them and put them here. And then when I need some splotch stamps, I can look here to remind myself what set they're in. Now, what's different? This is different. I've gone from this to this. So, for example, in the Charming Sentiments stamp set, I stamped all the stamps that had to do with birthday. And then in that stamp set, there are some other sentiments that go with other topics, so they got stamped someplace else. And I really like this. I'm very happy with it. I think it's more user-friendly, and I can't think of the word right now. About time to take some more pain medicine, and I'm a little not quite clear, but anyway. Efficient, that's the word I'm looking for. It's more efficient, I think. So I did that for all of the stamps I have. So I'm very happy with that, and now I can throw that away. Yay. Let's see, I think I have explained everything in here. I told you, didn't I tell you that this furniture was my childhood furniture? So my parents died when I was a young adult, and it just means a lot to me to have this. So yeah, some nice nostalgia. Well, I hope I've given you just a couple ideas anyway that you might be able to use. This is one of them. I really love this. And, you know, I thought I was the only person that did something like this just for sentiments. I know people keep binders with all of their stamps listed in them. And when we were talking about it in that group, there's all kinds of people who did that. Bunches of people who did that. So, what did I know, right? All right, so check out my blog. I have some still photos there that show you the before. So you can see how much more efficient my room functions now and why I'm happy about it. But I want you to have a great day, and if you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please consider using me. I would love to do that for you. Have a blessed day. Bye.